Hi everybody, I'm the greatest living inventor, and today we are doing my invention, protecting Mars colony against small asteroids. So let me write it down. Protecting Mars colony against small asteroids. Okay, small asteroids are called meteoroids or meteorites. If they hit something, it's meteorites. I think it's written like this. It means asteroids which are less than 10 meters in size. Okay, if it's bigger than this, they are called asteroids. So excuse me, I'll take off my shirt. Okay, so asteroids are coming very fast. Their speed is 20 kilometers per second. Speed or velocity, 20 kilometers per second. Which is like 72,000 kilometers per hour. 72,000 kilometers per hour. Okay, which is very, very fast. This is why when I'll explain to you later about when it hits water, think about it like when you just dip your hand in water, or when you jump from in the pool, like if there is somewhere to jump from, very high, like a jump board, but high, like a few stories, and if you land incorrectly, you can die, okay, because the water becomes like very hard once you hit it very fast. Okay, so this is crucial to the explanation. So I'll explain it in separately. Let's do this now. So I'm raising this. So remember, it's coming in very fast. Okay, so this is like background before I explain the actual system of the invention. I'm explaining the background of what liquid we use. So there are liquids that are called Newtonian. liquids, which are like water or like air. Okay, this is like what we think of as a normal liquid. Normal liquid. Okay, air is also like this, but let's think about water. So this is Newtonian. This is because of Newton's law of viscosity, which says that if viscous, it means that it doesn't want to flow. So water generally wants to flow unless you push it hard, or more accurately, push it fast, and then it resists. This resistance is called viscosity, and the faster you push, the more the water resists. Okay, so it depends on the derivative of your movement of your. It depends on your speed. Okay, which is a derivative of movement. So the water, if you are in the pool and you play in the water, you know that if you move your hands fast, if you want to clap your hands fast like underwater, it will be much more effort than if you clap them slowly and the water doesn't resist at all. If you clap them very fast, it will be very hard. Okay, so it depends on your speed or whatever moves through them. What's this thing's speed is. Okay, so non-Newtonian, this is Newtonian. Non-Newtonian I'm not using professional terminology now. I'm explaining in simple words. It's like a solid, okay? So it's like solid. It's not a solid, but it's like solid. I'll give you examples from Wikipedia, like toothpaste, corn, starch, paint, blood, shampoo, melted butter. Okay, so if you want to see, there is a nice video by Brainiac that is called John Tickle. It's John without H. John Tickle. Walks on custard. Okay, so custard is like something that the English people eat. It's like, I think it's like something with the starch. Okay, so this is like water with starch. I think, I'm not sure. You can look up what custard is exactly, but what I'm sure of that it's a non-Newtonian, non-Newtonian fluid. Okay, so let's think of it like custard. Custard, or like cornstarch. Okay, so so this is by Brainiac. To be honest, I don't like this show, but this video is good. So you can see it in YouTube. It's basically, it's like Jesus there. He walks on the liquid, but the secret is that the liquid is not water. It's not this one, it's this one. It's non-Newtonian. So what it means is that even in small speeds, if he claps his water in the if he claps his hands in the water, it needs to be fast in order for the water to put a lot of fight, to resist hardly, not hardly, like resist forcefully. And in non-Newtonian liquids like these two, cornstarch or custard, it's even in small speeds, like if he walks like in a normal walk is I don't know, 1 meter per second. It's not like the asteroid which comes in 20 kilometers per second. So it's much slower, but still it acts like solid. Okay, so if he's moving very slowly, then it acts like liquid. But if he's moving fast enough, which is moderately fast, it becomes solid. But my invention relies on this, that you don't have to use this kind of fluids, because the asteroid is so fast that the water, the normal water, will become like this stuff, because it's so fast that the water doesn't have anywhere to escape, and water is non-compressible. So it will resist very hardly. Okay, because the asteroid comes faster than the water can move away. Okay, so now I think you are ready to listen to the invention. So you should watch this, it's really interesting and nice. Okay, so sorry. Okay, in order to stop small asteroids from hitting Mars, each inhabited building will have a water reservoir under it, which is connected to a big water pistol, which is like water cannon, which is stationed on the center of the roof of the building and is guided and aimed using a computerized radar. Okay, so we have Mars. Okay, this is the ground of Mars. And we have a colony. Okay, we have a building here. And it has a radar. Okay, so this shoots radio signals and is connected to a computer. This is a computer that the radar is connected to, and it's also connected to a water cannon. Let's draw it like this. Okay, this is a water cannon that can be directed to any direction that you want over the sky of Mars. Okay, so remember, Mars doesn't have much atmosphere, so the rock comes and you don't have almost any protection. When you see falling stars, it's because the meteorites, because they don't hit anything normally, are moving through the air and burn. But here it doesn't happen because you don't have much air. You don't have, it's CO2, but you don't have much atmosphere. Okay, so I'm going on. In order to stop small asteroids from hitting Mars, okay, let's say there is an asteroid here. Let's draw it more to here so the gun shoots it. The gun can be adjusted. I'm just adjusting my asteroid because I don't want to paint the gun again. Each inhabited building will have a water reservoir under it. Okay, so we have under here okay, this is a water reservoir, and this gun also is connected to the water with the pipe, and okay, it shoots what? It shoots water. Okay, this is like the water that it shoots. Okay, and each inhabited building will have a water reservoir under it, which is connected to a big water cannon, which is stationed on the center of the roof of the building and is guided and aimed using a computerized radar. Okay, so this comes the signal that detects this. Let's say the radar detected this asteroid coming. The cannon takes less than a second to adjust and shoot. When the computer detects an asteroid incoming, it shoots a continuous jet of water in the asteroid's direction. This acts like a water column because water over a short time functions as an uncompressible liquid. Okay, so because it comes so fast, it will behave like a non-Newtonian liquid for the asteroid that hits it. The asteroid will feel like he's this person that jumps from the jump board in the pool and hits the water, and it's deadly. Okay, so and remember, if you have, we talked about it in previous lectures, if we have a water column, okay, if this is a column, a vessel of glass or something, and this is another one, and this is another one, and they are all filled with water to the same height, the pressure here, okay, it will be the same pressure. Why? Because what matters is the height of the column. Same height of water column. Okay, so this is what determines the pressure here. So this column, from the perspective of the asteroid, is coming from here, so it's much more important where it comes from because of his speed than where the gravity is, which is like this. Okay, because if it's coming to here, if we calculated, if the computer calculated that it will hit the building, it's coming towards the building. The jet is in the direction of the asteroid's movement, And this, from the asteroid's perspective, this is the water column. This should be straight. In my drawing, it's not straight, but it should be straight. And okay, so the water column is like this. Now, it doesn't have any glass to support it, but it doesn't matter. The force comes from the fact that this is so fast that the water doesn't have anywhere to run away to. It cannot escape. So this drop hits this one, and they crash together, and they cannot crash because it's uncompressible liquid. So it's resist, even though here there is no like solid ground or something, because these drops act like the solid grounds of the drops that come before. Okay, so each drop, the column doesn't have time to calculate that it doesn't stand on anything. If it's in the air, in the direction of the asteroid, they stand on each other from the viewpoint of the asteroid. Okay? So this is the heart of the idea. When the computer detects an asteroid incoming, it shoots a continuous jet of water in the asteroid's direction. This acts like a water column because water over a short time functions as an uncompressible liquid. Okay. And especially because this is 20 kilometers per second in its speed. Okay. Note that this is not the same as Newton. Okay, I explained the non-Newtonian liquid before. This is not the same as non-Newtonian fluid, which will just pass the heat, the blow, and ram the building like a spear. Okay, so non-Newtonian liquid is less good here because it will act like a big stick, and it will stick into the building. Okay, so it will also damage the building. The water will not do this. Okay, and you can see in Wikipedia about non-Newtonian fluid, which we've talked about. The water is acting as concentrated atmosphere. Okay, water as concentrated atmosphere. Okay, so Mars doesn't have much atmosphere, but here we create just the direction that we need of an atmosphere. And as you know, the pressure of a water column only depends on its height, on the height of the column. If you dive in the sea on Earth to a depth of 10.33 meters, you experience the pressure of 1 atmosphere. Okay, so if we have a diver, okay, this is on Earth, and Earth also has a sea, but also air around it. Okay, so if we have the atmosphere, and we have the sea, Earth is not completely surrounded by sea, but let's suppose. Okay, so the pressure of all of this, the pressure of all of this is the same as 10 meters of the sea, like 10.33 meters equals 1 atmosphere. Okay, so the water here, because it's a high column, acts like a concentrated atmosphere. Okay, and you know that when you dive in the pool or in the sea, you feel pressure in your ears, and the same pressure after a few meters, like 2 or 3 meters, and the same pain that you have when you are in an airplane and you are coming down, and it's like 1 atmosphere, more or less. So it's the same pain. So you see that water is much more dense, so it's much more compact and like concentrated. Okay. The water is acting as concentrated atmosphere, and as you know, the pressure of water column only depends on the height of the column. If you dive in the sea on Earth to a depth of 10.33 meters, you experience the pressure of 1 atmosphere. If the asteroid is coming very fast, and it's coming very fast, remember it's 20 kilometers, 20 kilometers per hour, per second, 72,000 kilometers per hour. If the asteroid is coming very fast, it will be hot, which will turn the water into steam on contact, which will be even more effective. Okay, so here we will have essentially it blows, the water blows into steam, into gas, pressurized gas, which is even more effective in pushing the asteroid. So here, at first at least, we will have explosions of steam. Okay, so steam. Boiling steam. Of course, steam usually is boiling, but in space it doesn't have to be. So let's say it's boiling steam. Okay, very hot steam. Okay, boiling is the word for getting into steam, so it doesn't mean much in here, but boiling, I'm sorry, very hot steam. Okay. So it's even more effective. Okay. And finally, when the water falls to the ground, there is no danger. They are scattered like rain. Okay, because if you throw even a bucket of water from a tower, this is much higher than a tower. But if you throw a bucket of water from a tower, then the air disperses the water into a drop or droplets or drops, and it's like it's becoming like rain. Okay, so after this is no longer needed, then it falls like rain, and it doesn't hurt anybody. And finally, when the water falls to the ground, there is no danger. They are scattered like rain. Okay, which is not true if you use a non-Newtonian fluid, which might kill somebody on the ground. It's less dangerous than the asteroid, but it's a little dangerous. But water is much nicer to have fallen on you, and also it's easier to shoot it, because if you shoot the non-Newtonian liquid, it's like shooting something that resists, and water resists less. It's more fluid, it's more flexible. Okay. So it's scattered like rain. We can also design the building itself to have underground tunnels to recollect some of the water and filter it back to the reservoir. Okay, so we can have like a tunnel here that can recollect the water with the pump, okay, and take it back to the reservoir. Okay, so this is my invention. I hope it was clear, and thank you very much. Thank you. And I'll see you in my next invention.